Hey guys, this is Shelly. How are y'all doing today? Oh, it is already freaking hot. Um, so today is Tuesday, July 8th or something like that. We drove into Houston for a market on Saturday, July 5th. We got up early, got on the road, did what we needed to do. We did, since we're in, like, on the outskirts of San Antonio, we did have to pass, you know, part of the area where the Guadalupe and all that is really, really flooded. It looks really, really bad. Um, all that's going on with the camp, and unfortunately the flash flood. It's really, really bad. It's really bad. And we didn't think anything of anything when we were driving over here. We went through some water. It wasn't even a lot. It was raining a lot coming up here. And we just weren't even concerned about water or anything like that. And we noticed we were outside of Houston. We were like in Katy maybe. And we noticed that the AC wasn't running very well. So we turned that off. Figured, we're outside all day anyway. We're always hot. The wind's blowing. We're going to be fine. So we drove in. Getting a little bit more closer to his dad's house, we started noticing that the truck was registering a little bit hot. By the time we got to his dad's, it was just, all the way up to the top line for that it was running really, really hot. So we got here, we checked the radiator, we did all that good stuff, and we found out that there was a lot of sludge in the radiator. So we ended up going ahead and changing the radiator because, we first did thermostat. We thought that would fix it. The thermostat didn't help because then we noticed there was sludge in the radiator. So thermostat, radiator, cool. It took us pretty much all day yesterday because Monday, we started heading out, going back home, and we got maybe 30 minutes away from his dad's house, and it started heating up again. We were doing okay, and then it just shot up again. So we ended up calling, my son and his dad to come help us. They helped us find a radiator, get to a mechanic. The mechanic said, you know what, change the radiator because there's too much gunk and sludge, and even if you do flush the radiator, it's still probably going to be very bad in there, and it's going to keep gunking up, so just replace it. So we found a decent price radiator, did that. Thermostat, radiator change. We did most of that all day yesterday. So, everybody left. It was almost 9 o'clock. We figured, let's go do a test run with the truck. We had it running there for a while, just sitting there idle. So, CJ and I decided, let's just go and run it and go around the neighborhood real quick, not too far from the house. Sure enough, we're just about done, and it looks okay, and then it starts heating up again. And then we start hearing a knock as we're turning the corner, getting back on the street to come back to his dad's, and we're still maybe a few minutes out. And we get to the light, and it just shuts off. There's smoke coming out. You can hear the knocking, and two, since we had the truck up and they were doing repairs, CJ went ahead and changed the oil. I don't know what happened. We noticed the oil pressure light came on as we were at the light, and it shut off, and I don't know what happened. So today, Tuesday, we're here again, we don't have any control over it, which is not good because we have about 50, 60 quail at the ranch that we need to take care of. We didn't plan on here being this long. We planned, Saturday, Sunday max, and then driving back home late Sunday because we can't leave the quail out there this long. So it is now day 4. He is going to check the truck again, do some other work, see what we can do. And it's just been so much for us and the family. And And I don't think it's just my family. I think it's a lot of people right now. You know, we came out here too because we knew we had to finish up this job out there in San Antonio, and we were just going to come out here, do this market, be with the family. My son-in-law's back in the hospital. My dad's sick, and I needed to check on them. I needed to check on my dad especially, and then all this happened, and CJ and I were just at a point where we were finally catching up. And granted, he's right. CJ said, all this happened for a reason, and I'm glad it happened while we were here, and we have the family here, and we have help. Because out there we don't have anything or anybody. We have to call a mobile mechanic, and they charge more to do all this stuff. But it's just the way things work. You finally get to a point where you think you're going to be able to breathe, and then you get knocked all the way down again. And then you start thinking about all the what ifs. What if it's not this? And what if it's not that? And what if? Just what if? And CJ and I are just tired, And I know the way we live right now is unconventional, and it's been really hard. But we haven't been living this way just to be living this way. We're trying to get to a certain point, and it seems like we're really close. And the second we get closer and closer and closer, something just knocks us back down to the beginning, and it's just so hard to keep breathing and coming up for air because you keep getting pushed down under the water. And we live a life where we don't need much. We don't want much. We just need those few things, And it seems like that those few things that we really, really need or want are the hardest things for us to get to. Regardless of whatever happens, we're going to have to be okay. We're going to have to deal with whatever it is, but there's only so much we can do right now, and if the sun ends up being something big, we're fucked. That's everything for us. That's just everything.